So it has been a minute since I had reacted to tourists coming into my town. I had been looking it up for the past week to see if there was anything new. I just wanted to be sure that I had enough videos, but I won't babble too much. The first video that I will show you, and by the way, all the videos are going to be linked in the description if I forget to even say the name of their channel. But the first video that I will show you, I have responded to her video before just to get some information out of it. And yeah, I'm not going to babble too much. And let's just get started.
I'm Vicky, and one of the things with Viking is within your cruise fare, you are guaranteed one included excursion per port, meaning you get to do something every day and it won't cost you any more money. And as you know, excursions can be expensive, and so we opted to have a couple of those included tours throughout to, keep costs down. And our first included tour was going to be here in Sitka, the scenic Sitka tour and theatrical dance performance. And, well, keep watching and you'll see how it went.
Good morning as we make our way into Sitka. It's beautiful, it's cold, it's very, very brisk. The wind is really whipping up here.
Waking up to views like these never got old. Viking Venus did not dock in Sitka proper. Instead, we were tendered or taken by smaller boat from the ship anchored in the harbor to the dock. And here's what the tenders look like.
So they only anchor boats out in town or out in the bay when they're smaller ships. I think it's like 3,000 and up, 3,000 people and up. They usually dock over at the cruise terminal.
After a quick room service breakfast, we made our way down to catch our tender. And the ride wasn't too bad. I really expected it to be a rougher ride. We found our tour group on the dock and boarded the bus for the first part of our excursion, the scenic Sitka portion.
So we're going to be making our way over this bridge here it's not much on the other side of this bridge, but our airport is over here, as well as our university.
Okay, so over the bridge, there's more than just that. Like I said before in the other clips, and I'm in the other video, and I'll probably keep saying it, a lot of these tour guides are not from here. Okay, so Jablonski Island holds the Coast Guard. The airport right here. Oops. Yeah, here's the airport over here. Over here is where the Coast Guard housing is. Somewhere over here is where the gym is. I've been on base before. My dad was in the Coast Guard, so here's the hospital. Nope, sorry, that wasn't the hospital. That's part of the hospital, but this is the main hospital. And then we have the University of Alaska. I'm actually going there. I do online courses. Okay, let's get back to it.
Economy in Sitka is fishing. Number 2 is healthcare, in that Sitka has 3 hospitals and everyone from all over Alaska comes to Sitka for medical care.
Where's the third hospital? We have 2, and I'm not bashing you, Vicky. I'm just trying to correct the tour guide. So we have one hospital which is on this side of the island, and then there's another hospital that's under construction. I don't know if they're counting that, but it's part of the same hospital. They're not adding any more jobs to it. I don't know why, but it's all going to be the same thing. So I count that as one hospital. It's under the same name and everything. Over the bridge, there's not really a hospital. It's a clinic. And they shut down the other hospital that used to be over there. And that was like a couple years ago that they shut that down. So I wouldn't count. I don't know if I could count the clinic as a hospital. Do you count that as a hospital? I don't know. If so, then there's just 2. So I don't know where the third hospital is.
It's tourism.
So as you can see coming up here, we got the University of Alaska Southeast Campus. This is going to be where our photo stop is. And you guys will have about 15 minutes. I'll give you a more exact time when we park here, but you guys got plenty of time to hang out here and take pictures if you want before we get going back to the dancers.
Yeah, folks, you heard that right. Our photo stop was in the parking lot of the University of Alaska Southeast Campus, and it was actually a boat launch. A boat launch that looked like it hadn't launched many boats recently.
And you are correct. They don't usually launch boats on this ramp. There's another ramp right on the other side of it. I'll show you later. But yeah, you're right. The only thing that I know that they do on this ramp is the polar dip. But I think they're moving that towards or into the to the lake because it's closer to the fire department. So I don't know. I don't know if they still do that here. I personally haven't done it, so I don't know if the polar dip is still active here. Okay, so this building, let's see, this building way down here. So on the other side of that, there's another ramp that some of the Alaska Native corporations, they usually launch canoes, and it's not very filled with barnacles like the ones like the ramp that we just saw. So I think it would be better for like the trailer to go down. I don't know. But I just know that they launch the canoe on that side. I go to the gym on the other side of this, so I've seen the canoe just, what do you call it? Not parked, but I guess you can call it parked. It's parked right across the street from the gym, and it's easier. It's not full of traffic like the harbor that's across the street from. Instead of taking a right to the campus you take a left. So, yeah, okay. This building right here is part of the Mount Edgecombe High School building. Part of the Mount Edgecombe High School. It's the gymnasium. I've been in there multiple times because when I was in high school, we had like competitions. So some of our dance competitions would be either held here or in other towns like Ketchikan or Juneau. They also have basketball competitions here. So yeah, it was a bigger gym than the school that I went to. We didn't have that big of a gym to house everybody, I guess, to compete in. Right behind here, this building back here, and there's more buildings alongside that. It's the Mount Edgecombe housing. So they house a lot of the students that come from up north that don't have the luxury of having a school. There's that. Okay. Moving on.
Now, I'll admit there were some beautiful views of the mountain range, but really, a boat launch next to a flock of squawking seagulls? Our 15 minutes were up, and we were back on the bus for part 2 of this excursion, a theatrical performance by the Alaska Storyteller Dancers at Centennial Hall.
I will be your storyteller for today, and I would like to welcome you to Alaska Storytellers' historical dance show, The Russian-American Saga. Get ready for a story that began ages ago and continues on to this very day in Sitka. As our stories and lives come together on this ancestral lands of the Tlingit Ani, we recognize and are grateful for the opportunity to live and learn in mutual respect and appreciation.
Now, while we learned a lot about the history of the Alaska Purchase, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to know more, we were left a little disappointed in the performance because first, we weren't at Centennial Hall. Instead, we were taken to what felt more like a storage warehouse where they quickly threw up some makeshift seating to watch a dance performance that didn't include any native dancing. To quote one of our cruise friends, "I didn't come all the way to Alaska to see 4 white women dance the jitterbug." After standing around for about...
Oh my goodness. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I do have a video of where you guys actually went to, because it is weird that you guys didn't go to the, that your group didn't go to the Centennial Building. The only reason that I can think of is that there was a bazaar going on or a market at the Centennial Building that had taken up all the rooms. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure. When did you come? You came the 15th. Hold on. Made in Sitka Markets 2025. May 12th to May 13th. I can't remember when you said you came here. Did you say down here? Hold on. May 15th. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure then. So yeah, it says May 12th to May 13th. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reasoning is then, because yeah, I don't know. But I do have a clip, and I told you I would show you that. So this is where you actually went. All right, so doing a voiceover because my sister and I were jamming out. But this is past the post office. So it does say New Archangel there, but I know that they have a gymnasium up here just for the New Archangels. I was pointing at this building because the video made me think of like that kind of building. And then this next one is probably where you guys went to. I don't know. It's a self-storage spot, so I'm not sure what all is in there. It's been years since I've been up this way just because I don't know what's up here. Yeah, so I don't know why they brought you guys up here. So yeah, it's pretty much, I guess it's their gymnasium. I've never been in there before. I don't know why you guys didn't see the native dancers. Like, I don't know if there was something going on then. Beside the point, why didn't you guys go to the Nakahiti house? I used to actually be part of that group. I'll show you a couple pictures if I find them. But
Dodging the steady stream of tour buses, we were finally back on our... If you only take into account landmass, Sitka is the largest city in the United States. It encompasses all of Baranof Island, making it about 4 times the size of the state of Rhode Island.
I guess I'm just going to keep cutting. So yes, about the land. So we are the largest land. The largest city is Anchorage.
18th of 1867. It was sold for $7.2 million. $7 million was the worth of the state of Alaska. The extra $200,000 was the worth of Swan Lake, a man-made lake, so it was considered an improvement on the land.
So all of this right down here, this is all downtown. Had our one of 2 intersections here. And so on the right-hand side, what we're about to pass on this road, that's the Russian Orthodox Church. Definitely worth checking out if you want to walk there. And then coming up in this building on the left-hand side, that is Centennial Hall. It is a visitor center. They've got exhibits, they've got maps. So definitely worth checking out if you want to learn more about this area down here.
Wait, what did she just say?
And then coming up in this building on the left-hand side, that is Centennial Hall.
So, the reason it felt like we were sitting in a warehouse was because we were? So why weren't we taken to Centennial Hall to see the show in this beautiful venue? As we were waiting to turn into the dock, 2 juvenile eagles flew over us. Off the bus and completely disappointed in the overall experience, we decided to cross the street and go check out Baranof Castle State Historic Site. I'll put a link to it in the description because you're going to want to check it out if you're ever in Sitka. Walking up the trail to the top of the hill, I came eye to eye with an adult bald eagle sitting in a tree, and I almost stopped breathing. So cool. The views of the surrounding landscape up on that hill were just incredible. This should have been where we were taken for our photo op. We could even see the Viking Venus sitting out in the harbor. Time to get in the tender and head back to the Viking Venus.
I'm sorry that you didn't have a very good experience with like the tour guide, but at least you were able to see some things. But I just feel like there's so much to see here. I know that in the past, like when I used to like years ago when I used to work in town, work with the tourists, I would always tell them that you can't explore the whole town with the amount of hours that you're allowed before you have to go back to the ship. I recommend just flying here, taking a week to fully experience. In your case, Vicky, I would have recommended that you guys walk through town, you know, because there's a lot there that you could have done instead of going to, and sorry, it wasn't funny, but instead of going to the campus. Yeah, there's just a lot more that you could have, like, you could have went through Totem Park, you could have walked to the Raptor Center, walking through town, walking through the Russian Orthodox Church, getting souvenirs through town. Where you went, Castle Hill, that's another one. I know in previous videos that people actually had time to hike, and also I thought it was a very good idea that that some people actually rented vehicles. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was just like mainly UTVs. I know that we did that once. I'm not sure if that's offered anymore because they offer the electric bikes. But yeah, so if you're docked at the cruise terminal, that's when I recommend to take the bus into town, because you're not going to have that much time to fully experience town when you walk. And I know it says 5 miles, but there's a lot to see when you walk. So it's going to take a lot longer than what you think 5 miles is going to take. Yeah. So again, I'm sorry, Vicky, that you didn't have the experience that you should have, because I still feel bad. I really feel like this town needs to be shown off, just like any other town. Like when I had taken a cruise to the Bahamas, that's when I was just like, I want to go on my own time. There was only one tour that my sister and I went on. We went to, when we went to Nassau, we actually went to Atlantis and spent the day there until we had to go back. Anyway, but the other ports, that's where my sister and I actually just walked around and just experienced what was there, what was offered. Went to the beach a couple times. That was it. But anyway.
This is where you would come and catch your excursions if you purchase excursions. And this here is the queue for the transportation that takes us downtown. The line, whatever you want to call it. So I'm here. Guys, it's very cold out here. The temperature right now is overcast skies, and it's 47 degrees. It's definitely not shorts and t-shirt. You see some of these people out here in shorts and t-shirts. I'm like, okay, more power to you. Go for it. But I don't want to get sick. I got a hoodie and a vest. I'm good with that. Just some ideas of what to pack when you come to Alaska right in the beginning of the season. I think the season starts ending of April, May, June. So it's still cold out here. So you got to dress up accordingly so you stay warm. I brought my poncho.
There's a couple things there. What was the first thing? He said 47 degrees. I mean, typical. It's usually like the normal range of temperature, I want to say, is around there to like 50. That's about it. Rarely gets below 20 degrees. And it doesn't get high enough to reach like, what was the hottest temperature here? I think it was like 90 at one point. I want to say it reached 90, but that's about it. You don't get that high here. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 59 degrees.
And it is July 3rd. The other thing that he mentioned, what was the other thing? When the cruise ships come in. I think the first cruise ship actually did come in April. And then last year, the last cruise ship ended up, I think it came in October. That's the latest that we've ever had a cruise ship come in. Last year and the year before. Those 2 years, they came in April to October.
Guys, this is tight quarters. This is like a school bus.
It's not like a school bus. It is a school bus.
And this is a Sitka map of downtown Sitka. Very quaint town. Our bus driver was really funny. The weather has been beautiful so far. According to the driver, we're lucky because it's been raining for the past 3 weeks non-stop. So we're very lucky that the weather is actually very nice. No, I mean, it's not too cold, it's chilly, it's sweater weather, of course, but there's no rain. So it makes it more pleasurable to see what's around, right? This town has about 8,500 people that live here. Everything's very expensive here. It's an island here in Alaska, and everything has to be imported here.
So, the rain. Yeah, we did have a lot of, I will admit, we did have a lot of rain this year. It's actually probably our wettest season to come because honestly, like, I mean, right now and yesterday, maybe the day before, it hasn't rained. It's not raining now. It's actually going to be clear for today and tomorrow, luckily, 4th of July. That's probably another video that I'll probably upload is our 4th of July parade. On the announcement board for one of our grocery stores that on the 5th, we will have fireworks. I don't know why we can't have them tonight. It's actually really nice out today.
It's extremely expensive. You want to get a burger around here, it's $35. If you want to go to they're known for their seafood here. If you want to get crabs and all types of seafood here, $90.
I mean, it's no joke. Yeah, it is pretty pricey for a lot of our meat and fish. If you live here, then you can go hunt and fish for yourself. You can have that all to yourself. A lot of these restaurants actually pay somebody or a group of people to actually go collect the meat for them. That's probably why it costs a lot. They need to make that profit back because they're paying these separate guys to go get it for them. Unlike, and I don't want to bash Southerners either, but it's just like, it's so much easier to get stuff in the store for your restaurant. Here, we provide for ourselves. So, yes, it's going to be expensive because nobody wants to go out there for free to go get something for somebody else. Maybe if they're generous enough, but for a restaurant, yeah, you're going to get paid for that. So that's why it's expensive. So put that into consideration. We mainly, like, some of the locals here just go to the store for like little things like vegetables or rice. For a couple weeks now, our dinners have been king salmon, just because that's what we caught for the day. Okay, moving on.
There's 3 cruise ships here, guys. 3, not just 2. There's also a seaborne cruise ship out there. So there's 3.
I think the most cruise ships that we had this year and probably for the whole season is 5. So 2 cruise ships docked at the cruise terminal, and then 3 that were anchored out at the bay. I'll probably be corrected later just because you never know what you're going to run into, like the cruise ship, I mean. You never know what you're going to run into if you're going to be late coming into town. So there may be an additional boat coming in. So as far as I know, or as far as it goes, 5 ships were the most this season.
Mercantile store. And right next to it is a Sitka hotel. I wonder how old that hotel is. And at the bottom of it, they sell steaks, seafood, the bar, dinner. There's a fur gallery down there.
So Sitka Hotel, I know that there was a fire. I'll have to look that up to see when that was. The other store that he's talking about in the beginning, the one that my mouse is on, actually, the cursor. This is another like high-end kitchen store. I feel like that's all it's going to be there because this is a new store as of last year, but every store that comes in, they obviously have a new name for it, but it's just, that's all it's been. It's always been like a kitchen store. And I don't know who all goes in there because that stuff is expensive. Okay, so I forget what year it was. I was still living here at the time. Date taken January. Can we get this out of here? I can't see. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. But it didn't burn down completely. It was just, yeah, it was just part of it. So the date taken, oh, I was still in school, was 2006. So yeah, just the back part, I don't know what they did, how they renovated, what it looks like now. I've been in there before the fire, but not after. And then the fur gallery. He's going to say something about the fur gallery, isn't he? Okay, hold on.
But, you know, you kill animals for that, so I don't like that, but... Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, let me jump in. The fur gallery. We know the people, or my dad knows a guy in there. He actually built a cabin he built the cabin that he actually owns now, the fur gallery person. So the fur that's in there, yeah, there are certain hunters that go out to retrieve, I guess there's a better word for that, but to get the fur. I am against people who just go after, like, trophies. Yes, that is a bad thing. That is illegal, too, up here to actually do that. So you have to use the whole animal. And per my dad, he actually said that grizzlies are the ones that you can actually just take the fur, but not the meat. They're the only ones that you can take the fur, but not the meat, because the meat isn't good for you. You'll get sick off of it. I'm not sure if it's because of all muscle, all fat, whatever it is, you can't eat it. So, where was I going with this? The fur. It's kind of like how I feel about shark finning. There are still poachers out there, and that's why they have Shark Week, to recognize, that they're going extinct. We need to, broaden the word, spread the word out that, this is still happening. Can we stop it? So they're finning the sharks and then throwing them back in while they're still alive. Now, that's something that irritates me. But somebody had told me once, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but somebody had told me once that a lot of their fur that they get is from injured animals already that they needed to put out of their misery. So they were already sick, and that's how they ended up getting some of their fur. Like up here, yeah, we shoot deer just because we like the meat. We like venison. We keep some of the antlers, and we also we keep everything of the deer. The skin, some people might not like the hide of some animals, so they actually give it to, people that actually could make good use out of it. So don't think of it as it's such a bad thing, because if you were stranded somewhere, would you not get the protein? Like, if you had the tools, I'll say, if you had the tools, would you not? I don't know why that brought me to the movie The Edge, because they used the whole animal off of there. Anyway, so yeah, that comment kind of irritated me a little bit, because I know that some people are like that. Like, I know my sister doesn't like the thought of killing animals either, but sometimes it happens. It's a circle of life. So, all right. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. I haven't been in this store in a long time. A lot of these stores in town actually close for the winter. And so yeah, there's only a select amount of stores that are actually open. The seller actually sell Alaska stuff during the summertime, obviously, because they're in town, but they change it out for locals. I'm guessing he's going to be talking about fur here. So I'm not going to listen. I am not going to listen to that. But yeah, so here's Harry Ray's Pharmacy. They have a pharmacy in the back. They have an old-fashioned soda fountain, which I used to work at years back. And then they also have like a camera store further in the back too.
Where it's going. There's people waiting at the bottom, as you can see. It's called Petromarine, this area. I don't know what bridge that is. This is a bridge. If you guys have been to Sitka before and know the name of this bridge, please comment below.
This boat that he was talking about, it's kind of like a excursion boat, adventure activities. I know that they do kayaking on there. They take people out to different areas and kayak. I don't know what else they do. And then the bridge. Oh, fun story. This used to be a gas station, like right in here where these cars are at. So, I mean, now they're strictly just a gas station for the boats. That's why it's marine, petro marine. But yeah, there used to be a gas station right here. My sister and I used to. I didn't know that she did this either, but we're both one and the same. Whenever they would wash the windows, we would just watch the person just go back and forth with a squeegee. All right. And then the bridge, it's called the John O'Connell Bridge. So maybe I'll comment. Should I comment that? The John O'Connell? I'm sure there's... Okay, no. Nobody else commented anything on that. I'll comment here a little bit because I'm sure there's something else that I'm going to need to stop this for.
Wow. And that right there where I was sitting at was the United States Post Office, and it's also the courthouse of Sitka.
Negative. This building, let me go back. This building right here, that is the city building where you pay your bills. The courthouse is in the same building as the police station, which is right across the way from the roundabout that we saw earlier in Vicky's video. And then, what else did he say? Post office? The post office is all the way out by Totem Park or between Totem Park and the Raptor Center.
It's called Alaska's Blue-Eyed Bear, which they have a lot of nice little gifts inside. Wow. Look at this stuff. Let's look at all these. Amazing. It feels very Alaskan in here. That bear. Look at this here. This is interesting.
So this up here, if nobody knows, I'm just trying to throw out information here. That is called Blueylaine. It's what's in a whale's mouth for like filterization. So just thought I'd throw that out there. We have one too. It's up there. So that's that. And then for the coffee, we have this one. I haven't tried their coffee actually. I don't know what their coffee tastes like. The gas station in town that also has a drive-through coffee place along with like food and stuff. We do have Fisheye and we do have Big Brew. Those two are drive-through coffee shops. I don't know of any other place. I think that's it. I think that's all the coffee spots.
Arcade game room.
The arcade is very new. It is actually this year new. Actually, before the season started for tourism. So the same person that owns the movie theater owns this, and as you can see, like down here, he has some of the like the excursions or what you see in Alaska or whatever he does. He does the same thing. He advertises the same thing in front of the movie theater. He moved all of the pinball machines that used to be in there, all the arcade games, into this, from the movie theater into this extra space.
And this here, the animals that are here in Sitka, Alaska. It's called Sitka Hidden Wonders. All right. And I don't know if I want to try these guys. These are hot dogs. One is all beef, which I think I prefer. They have bison hot dog. They have elk sausage with cheese infused, Polish sausage, reindeer sausage, which I tried. I did not like it. This truck here sells snow crab. $17.95 a roll.
All right, so the reindeer sausage is really good. I used to work, gosh, when I was in high school, I used to work at a reindeer Red Hots stand. And it was before like all of these other, what do you call it, food trucks came around. So yeah, we used to be like parked over here. Back then it was really good.
Animals for these. So
we actually have a free shuttle reservation. So there is a Sitka Sound like shuttle, and you have to make reservations for the time you're going to get on the shuttle, but you don't have to pay for it. So it's a free shuttle. You just have to make reservations for
They
the
just
time.
want to know what time.
Yeah, to get on the ship or on the shuttle to go from the ship to town, and on the shuttle to go from town back to the ship. So we did.
That's actually pretty interesting because I want to say you want to make a reservation for this because they want to be sure that they have everybody on the bus. They want to be sure that they know who went where. So I get that. Yeah.
It's like a school bus in the inside. The bus ride was scenic, but the windows were all foggy, so we couldn't really see much of anything. But she did tell us the bears are very active. They're coming out of hibernation. The skunk, she called it skunk squash. I've heard it called skunk cabbage before.
Yeah.
But it's like a yellow plant, or like a yellow flower, green plant.
The bears. The bears are active. What is this? 12 days ago? Yeah, they've been active since March. Yeah, as early as March. So yeah, they've been out of hibernation for a while. They're waiting for their big feast of the salmon spawning. So that will be soon. It is July, so that will be soon. By the way, oh Vicky, if you're watching this, I can't remember when you said your friends were going to be coming into town, but the salmon spawning, that should be happening soon. So have them look for that at Totem Park. That is the best place to actually find the salmon going up the river. I believe you said July. I can't remember. But if you did say July, then maybe they'll be like trickling up there. I'm not. August is like the biggest spawn. That's when they're like full blown. What else did she say? Oh, skunk cabbage. I've never seen a yellow flower on it, but it is called skunk cabbage because it literally looks like a cabbage. So I don't know what squash. I mean, I've never heard of eating it. I know that it kind of stinks. That's why it's called skunk cabbage. But
And I just noticed just past the bus, behind Mom's head, is the tippy top of the St. Michael's Cathedral. So there's the bus we got off of. They drop you off right at the Sitka History Museum, which is right over here.
I think it doubles as like the convention center.
it is called the Centennial Hall. A lot of different things happen in that building. And then she's coming up to the library. Okay.
The Backdoor Cafe is right next to the bookstore.
Well, it's not right next to it. It's literally inside of it. It's the back door of the bookstore. There is a entrance in the back, but you can also walk through the bookstore and get to it there too. It's really nice. Like it's kind of like, you know how Barnes and Noble has their Starbucks? It's kind of like that.
Well, I didn't show our breakfast because we ate it too fast, but Mom had a raspberry thumbprint, and I had a piece of blackberry strawberry pie, and they were both really, really good, and we're having raspberry lattes. And they are also really very, very good. So right over here is the Backdoor Cafe, and it's probably called the Backdoor Cafe because it is the back door to the bookstore.
Random alley, but we're looking at the Castle Hill Trail. So we're going to go up to the top of the Baranoff Castle Hill point whatever, and see what we can see from there.
I do think there is an accessible way to the top, but we're gonna take this because I think it looks kind of pretty. We just need to be on the lookout for bears because we've been warned.
They're out. They're waking up.
They're awake and they're hungry.
Okay, well, while they're making their way up, it's not a trek at all. Like, this way is one of the ways that you can go up out of 4. I believe if they go on the other side, if they had gone on the other side of Harry Race building, in between Harry Race and the city building, there's a staircase that leads up there. There's this way that's in between Harry Race and the Fur Gallery. And then there's a ramp that she sees, like, right... I keep pointing at it, like, you can see what I'm pointing at. There's a ramp right here. And then on the other side... actually, wait. No, the ramp forks off, and I believe it's up here is where it forks off. You can either go that way. Let's see where she goes. Yeah, so you can either go this way up or behind her. I think there's another way up. I thought for sure there was a fork right there. But the ramp, yeah, so I was right. Okay, yeah, you go up that.
So it's definitely a climb to get up here. Up and up and up. But there's the cathedral spire over there. And the bookstore we went to is down there somewhere. One ship. I think it's just us. So that was nice. And I was not at all expecting any kind of, like, guided tour on the free shuttle. But she was telling us all about, like, skunk squash and how it's a natural laxative for the bears, who are, by the way, waking up, so be careful. And she kind of showed us some things, and I thought, this is really nice. Really cool that she's working on a free shuttle and she's taking the time to teach us some things about the place where she lives.
I bet she doesn't live here, because why do you call it skunk squash? It's not squash. So yeah, I doubt she lives here.
We made it to the Alaska Raptor Center. He's gonna pick us up at 12:15, so we have less than an hour here.
Second stop for our tour today is at the National Park. And we're gonna get to do like a 25-30 minute walk through the park, and we'll end up, he said, on the other side of the visitor center over there. And they have a video inside the visitor center down here, which is kind of cool. So.
Okay, so I was just about to say that once they get to the Raptor Center, can't they just walk over to the Totem Park? Because I'm sorry, I sounded monotone right there, but there is another entrance from that side of the road to from the Raptor Center. You just walk up to, like, the crosswalk, and then you're right there at Totem Park, and then you can walk your way over the bridge and make your way over this way. The visitor center does have a video, and I thought it was funny. I watched the video for the very first time because we ended up bringing my sister's boyfriend to Alaska 2 or 3 years ago is when we moved back. So the video is very, very old. It actually showed one of my good friends that actually her parents live around this area. When she was like, I don't know, 6 or 7. Seriously, like, you can't update the video. I wish they would show, I don't know if they're going to show it, but there's some extra siding that they had constructed for, like, more of a viewpoint for tourists instead of them walking on the road, because the road over here is kind of narrow. So yeah, it's a good thing for tourists to have that side of the road, but also you took away from what we used to do and just walk down there to the beach area, and there was, like, a little lookout point just like that. You didn't need to build anything, and the fencing is kind of like this. I don't know if they're going to show it here, but that's the thing that I will be irritated of is, like, if they build more modern structures. Some things are cool, but some things are just like, why did you do it? It was fine the way it was, because there were man-made stairs going down there, but they ended up making it a lookout point. What was my point? Oh, the video. The video doesn't show the lookout point. It shows my friend picking berries where there aren't that many berries anymore because they cut it down just to make that man-made, just to make the lookout point.
Yeah, it's not really, it's similar to their natural habitat, but not really like their natural habitat.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the bears, but it does keep them from being euthanized.
Yeah, and I'm very glad that we went, first of all, because it's a great place for these bears, but secondly, because they do take care of these animals in a way that otherwise they would not be given another chance at life.
Right.
Yeah, the alternative to them being homed in this Fortress of the Bear Center is that they are killed.
Euthanized.
Yeah.
So what we learned is that this is the only facility like it in Alaska. The Fortress of the Bear is the only safe haven for bears like this to live out in captivity. So bear cubs, when they're orphaned because their mothers are killed via
Whatever
hunting,
reason.
hiking accident, or whatever
One of them,
it
they
might
said
be,
the mom had gotten into the trash and eaten some indigestible,
like toxic materials.
I suspect it was a plastic milk jug. But whatever.
But so for whatever reason, when they become orphaned, because Alaska does not have a policy about rehabilitation and release for bears, these bear cubs, prior to this facility being built and licensed out through the state, they were euthanized. And the founder for this Fortress of the Bear used to be a hunter who made his living partially off of bear, but off of other things too. And he founded the facility because he thought it's just not right that they're euthanized.
There's a lot to talk about there. But I do like where their head's at. That's awesome that they don't like, they don't like the thought of the euthanization of the bears. Is it euthanization? When bear cubs get stranded, let me, let's do it this way. So when female bears have cubs, and then there's another male bear around that isn't... Usually male bears don't care about cubs. They only care about the female bears. So they will kill the cubs just so then they can get to the female bear. Okay, if you're following me there. So that's usually how it is. That's how it is. And if they don't euthanize the cubs, they're going to get killed anyway by male bears because they want something to eat. They don't care if it's another brown bear. They kill black bears. They eat them. So that's why there isn't any black bears here. The only black bears here are in Fortress of the Bears. That's why they're separated. So yeah, it's just the male bears are really dominant. They'll kill anything that's in sight. I believe this year there was a random cub just roaming around because the mother did get killed because they were on somebody's property. So, and sometimes they can become a nuisance, but sometimes it's us that don't take care of food being left out. So don't feel bad for those bears. And don't feel bad for the bears that are in Fortress of the Bears, because if they had taken them and put them out, would have been more intimidated by other wild bears. To reword this, if you would have put the bears in the fortress into the wild, with them being so highly reliant on humans, what would you think would have happened when they were released? And so I think that it would be safer for them to be in a safe haven than out in the wild. And quick little story. I was on a ride along with one of the police officers here, and he got a call saying that there was carcasses of a deer dumped behind a building. So we went over to go look, and yeah, there was a full carcass there. The hide was gone. So we ended up, he did. I asked if he wanted help because I don't care about touching meat. That's fine. So, so he bagged it up, and then he ended up calling Fortress of the Bear and saying that they have, some meat if they wanted it. So it was a full deer. So they actually had some good, I'm sure that happens a lot though. If it was just that one time, there's a lot of deers that get hit here. So not a lot, but there are deers that get hit here. So that's pretty cool that they actually take them into consideration to donate some meat to the bears. So they do get some good food.
Alaska.
Okay, so I kind of did like that reference. By the way, the proposal was not filmed here. A lot of it was filmed on the East Coast. They only had taken account of maybe 2 pictures of our mountain ranges, but that's about it. None of that was filmed here.
Beautiful. Apparently, based off of our bus driver, today is a beautiful day. It is the first day he's thinking it's over 60.
Second.
It's also not raining. It's sunny. It's beautiful.
And apparently it rains 333 days or something in Sitka.
So like 90% of the year. And so we're here on the 10%.
Lucky.
Okay, well, I don't believe that. Like I keep saying, a lot of them are not from here. So, by the way, we didn't get a lot of snow. We didn't get a lot of snow this year. Probably snowed like maybe less than a week, and it wasn't even a foot. So I kind of miss that. I wish it snowed more. But maybe this coming year. Maybe this year.
Street. We're going right here?
Look at the sign, Gavin.
From this beautiful trail to that?
That is why it is rated one of the more challenging hikes in Sitka.
Well,
I'd have to disagree. Gavin Hill is not a challenging hike at all. Oh, that's somebody cutting their grass. I was like, what the heck is that? Most challenging hike would have to be Mount Edgecombe, or Volcano. It's in 6 hours, pretty much 6 hours to get to the base of the mountain, depending on how fast you walk. And then 1 hour to go up. That's how long it had taken my dad and I to actually hike that. Once you near the top, there's a lot of volcanic rock that's slippery because it's so, the rock is so airy, so it will just it's very slippery. So we had to find patches of grass to actually grip onto to climb up. Sorry, the person that we watched before just replied to my comment, so I just corrected him on the John O'Connell Bridge and also the building that he was sitting in front of. Oh, Mount Edgecombe. So that's the toughest yet that I've hiked, was Mount Edgecombe. But there are many mountain ranges here that I do want to try. If we're talking, if she's talking hike, as in manageable from the road, then I wouldn't say Gavin Hill. In my last video, somebody did, or the couple that did Herring Cove, that one would probably rank higher than the cross trails. If you were talking about the accessibility from the road. Moving on.
I'm hiking down the mountain. This is the place that I saw online. It is called Sea Daddy. Free fish yesterday. What made me want to come here is literally just this building. It is so crazy.
It's just so messy, in my opinion. It's really messy. I haven't been in there, but obviously I haven't been in there because we catch our own fish. But it's so messy on the outside. I don't like the look of it. I don't know why he did what he did with all of this. It just doesn't look great. It doesn't even look like the orca from Jaws. And I know he's not going with that. But anyway, okay.
Conglomerate of all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna head inside. Apparently it's famous for their sauce.
Rockfish?
Their sauce.
Oh, he makes his own tartar
Their
sauce.
sauce, but this is so fucking cool. So cool.
Now the whole deal is it's supposed to stick to your teeth, and then you got the right oil. So let me know if it does that.
I'm sorry. Why does he sound like he's not from here? Let me know. Is he from Canada?
Let me know if it does that.
Wait, I want to see what are all of these? What is this? Sitka.
You're in the right place. In this video, we're gonna
see what this is and see if I agree. Let's do that. That should be fun.
So you want to know what are the best things to do in Sitka, Alaska? Great, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to discuss the top things to do in Sitka. Number 13, Fortress of the Bear. Fortress of the Bear is a bear rescue center where you'll see black and brown bears up close without fences or glass in the way. The bears here were orphaned or couldn't survive in the wild, and now live in large, open enclosures with space to roam and play. The staff is friendly and explains each bear's story, so you'll likely learn more than expected while taking great photos. Number 12, Goddard Hot Springs. Located 16 miles south of Sitka on Baranof Island, Goddard Hot Springs has long been a place for relaxation and healing. The springs are only reachable by boat, with a calm 45-minute ride through scenic waterways. The springs, once used by indigenous people, became popular with Europeans in the mid-19th centuries. Today, the city of Sitka maintains modern...
The city of Sitka. So I haven't been to Goddard Hot Springs. I may be the only local that hasn't been there. I wouldn't mind trying it. That sounds cool. But yeah, so I'm only ranking. Let me rank what tourists can do without going on a boat, right? So Fortress of the Bear was definitely one. I would definitely recommend that. Okay, let's continue.
Is for public use, featuring natural, hot, and cold springs. The area also includes campsites, boardwalks, and shelters over the tubs, making it a peaceful escape. While the area is peaceful, rocky spots and biting flies are common in summer. Number 11, Alaska Raptor Center. The Alaska Raptor Center cares for injured eagles, owls, hawks, and falcons, treating over 200 birds a year and giving a permanent home to 25 that can't survive in the wild. It's a short walk from downtown and is set on a 17-acre campus by Tongass National Forest. You'll see bald eagles and tiny owls up close, learn how to tell raptors apart, and watch birds fly in a massive training aviary. A one-way glass lets you observe without disturbing them. Guides are available to share the stories behind each bird, like Volta, an eagle injured by a power line. You can also walk a quiet nature trail through Muskegon Forest. Number 10, Baranof Castle. Baranof Castle, also called Castle Hill, sits in downtown Sitka and marks where Alaska was handed over from Russia to the US in 1867. The hill once held a 3-story Russian mansion that served as a hub for trade and politics, but today it's a quiet state park with open views of the harbor and town. A paved path leads you up with signs explaining the site's layered history, from Tlingit Fort to Russian outpost.
I was going to do this without interrupting, but yes, Castle Hill will be number 3. But why did you say Tlingit? It's Tlingit.
Objects here, including Russian relics. It's also the center of the Alaska Day Festival each October. You'll get a quick, meaningful stop with sweeping views and a deeper sense of how Sitka's story fits into world history. Number 9, Mount Verstovia Trail. The Mount Verstovia Trail offers a challenging 5-mile hike with stunning views. You'll climb 2,550 feet, passing through lush forests and meadows before reaching the Picnic Rock overlook.
So, Verstovia Trail, same as I was explaining with the cross trails. You can access it on the cross trails too. Gavin Hill will probably be the most timely one, because Verstovia is probably going to be a little bit harder. Yeah. So I guess I can rank this. Where am I? 4. I guess I can rank this because, or not rank it, but list it. Let me just say that. Let me list it. So number 4, yes, Gavin Hill, not Verstovia, Gavin. If you have time.
You'll enjoy panoramic views of Sitka, the surrounding mountains, and the sea. If you're up for more, you can continue climbing to the peak, but the trail is steep and difficult. The hike requires a good level of fitness, so plan breaks along the way. The trailhead is just 2 miles east of downtown Sitka, and it's best to avoid driving if possible due to limited parking. The route is popular in winter for skiing and sledding. Number 8. St. Michael's Cathedral. St. Michael's Cathedral stands in the heart of Sitka and reflects Russia's lasting influence on the city. Originally built in the 1840s, it was the center of the Russian Orthodox Church in North America. The current building is a faithful 1960s reconstruction after the original burned down, using fire-resistant materials while keeping the look of the original. Its green domes and cross-shaped layout make it easy to spot downtown. Inside, you'll find ornate religious art and icons. Even if you're not religious, the design and history make it worth a brief visit. You'll see how Sitka once stood at the center of Russian life in Alaska. Number 7. Harbor Mountain. Harbor Mountain offers a short but steep hike with fantastic views of Sitka. Just a short drive from downtown, the parking lot is the starting point for a 10-minute hike to the top, or a longer trek if you're up for more adventure. The mountain is popular for sunset views, so bring a drink and enjoy the scenery about 45 minutes before the sun sets. If you want a guided experience, Tongass Treks offers private hikes tailored to any skill level, including transportation. Though bears usually stay away from the busy trail, it's a good idea to stay alert and carry bear spray. Number 6. Twin Islands Retreat. Twin Islands Retreat is a boutique lodge located just 10 minutes by boat from downtown Sitka, offering an day, even filleting and preparing your fish to
This announcer is the voiceover. There we go. It's Sitka, I guess. And then also, what else did he say? Filleting, not fillet. In 5 for Harbor Mountain. I'm not going to count this Twin Islands. Oh my gosh, yeah, nobody has ever gone or videoed the Sheldon Jackson Museum. I totally forgot we even had that.
This small museum holds one of the best collections of Alaska Native art and tools, all gathered in the late 1800s by Sheldon Jackson, a missionary and educator. You'll see carved masks, kayaks, beadwork, and traditional clothing from many Native groups, including the Inupiat, Yupik, and Tlingit, everyday items from across cultures. The museum also brings Native artists to Sitka each summer to demonstrate traditional techniques. The round building itself, Alaska's oldest concrete structure, is part of the experience. It's compact, but packed with things to explore. Number 4. Sitka National Historical Park. Though it's only 113 acres, Sitka National Historical Park is packed with native art, lush trails, and living history. You'll walk past tall totem poles and along the Indian River, where salmon swim in summer. Inside the visitor center, modeled after a traditional Tlingit clan house, you can watch native artists carve totems and explore regalia, bentwood boxes, and spruce root baskets. Ranger-led walks cover natural history, the Battle of 1804, and the meaning behind totem designs. Don't miss the Kalyan pole showing the raven helmet of Tlingit leader Catlian. Kids can join the Junior Ranger program, and you might even spot salmon from the Arched Bridge Trail. Number 3. Sitka Sound Science Center. Sitka Sound Science Center is a small but lively marine center with a salmon hatchery, an aquarium, and touch tanks where you can feel sea stars, urchins, and anemones. On a short guided tour, you will walk through the hatchery, which raises millions of salmon each year, and the aquarium.
Okay, so by the way, going back to Sheldon Jackson, that's right across the street from the touch tank or the science center. So, yeah, I totally forgot about Sheldon Jackson. Why did I blank that? There's a lot to do in that little corner there. There's the Totem Park, there, National Historical Park, Totem Park, Sheldon Jackson Museum. Then you have the Science Center, and then you can walk to town. But what you'll be missing, and I think I said it before, you'll be missing the Fortress of the Bear because that's further out the road.
Killer whale skeleton and Wanda the wolf eel. You can also sign up for behind-the-scenes tours or hands-on programs like Aquarium 101 or Hatchery 101 to help care for animals or learn how salmon grow. Kids get a Junior Naturalist badge after completing fun self-guided activities. Don't leave without trying the chowder from the cart out front. Locals say it's the best in Sitka.
I don't know what locals those are. Some of their chowder is like what do they call it? Mediterranean chowder, the red one, or the red chowder with, it's spicier. I like the clam chowder that, New England clam chowder. I think I went there a couple times, but they never had that. The best clam chowder in town used to be the Westmark Hotel. It used to be called Sitka at the time. That used to be my favorite clam chowder because they would put it in a bread bowl. I don't know who does that anymore. I don't know if there's anybody that does that anymore. We can always make our own. Now I want some chowder. All right, Whale Park. Yes, 9.
Whale Park, about 6 miles south of downtown Sitka, offers a great spot to view wildlife, including humpback whales in late fall and early spring. The park has a boardwalk with free viewing scopes, a hydrophone to hear whale songs, and life-size humpback sculptures to climb on. Whales are most commonly seen from September to December, with prime sightings in March and April. In addition to whales, you may spot harbor seals, sea lions, shorebirds, sea ducks, and eagles. The park is accessible with ADA-friendly facilities, a picnic area, and a short boardwalk leading to a viewing platform. Number 1, the Russian Bishop's House.
Okay, so 10. That's another one that's on the way to town and, the Science Center.
Church authority. It was used by bishops overseeing a vast region stretching from California to Siberia. After years of neglect, the building was restored by the National Park Service to its 1853 appearance. You can explore this historic structure and get a glimpse of life in Sitka during the Russian colonial era.
Which one did we just watch? This one? So we do have a live cam. I will put that in the description too. Actually you can probably just see it. It's called Earth Cam. Once you go to their channel, you'll just type in Sitka, Alaska, if you're interested. Doesn't look like a lot of people there. It's 11, so maybe some people are on excursions. I have seen a couple boats go by. Let's see. There's another thing that bears. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. There's none out right now. Oh, well, duh. There's no fish swimming upstream yet. So, explore bears and bison at Katmai, however you want to say it. So, when the salmon are spawning, they roam around all around here. This is like 24 hours. So, obviously, because it's camera. So, this is a live cam that you can actually see the bears. Probably check it out next month or later this month. I think that will be it for this video. And like I said before, I will link all the videos that I have reacted to down in the description. So if you wanted to watch the whole thing, check them out. And let me know what you think. And I will see you next time. Ooh, wait. One more thing. Happy 4th of July to everyone. And be safe. Okay, bye.